All right, Recluze. So, how are you feeling about this show today?
I'm excited. Super pumped for it. First time ever being in Houston, so really excited. I've got a lot of people that have been wanting me to come down here, and it seems like it's going to be a ton of fun. A lot of big production, and so I'm super excited.
All right, that's a bet. That's a bet. Okay, so I guess the first thing I want to ask is Heat Waves remix. I saw it was a big track in your SoundCloud. So, how do you feel about the track just in general?
It's definitely one of my favorite tracks. I wanted to make something that was different. One of my favorite things to do, especially with like my music and the like rap beats that I like to incorporate, is take songs that are not necessarily rap songs or rap vocals and put them over rap songs. So like you'll notice a lot of my songs I'll do that. I'll take, when I do remixes of more melodic songs, is I'll take the melodic singing, but I'll throw a rap beat underneath that, just to kind of keep that feel and the vibe that I like. And then it was just fun to incorporate my sound into something just a little bit more melodic and a little bit little different than the heavier stuff that I make as well. And I've honestly had a lot of fun making it, and the response on it has been crazy, and I'm really excited that so many people resonate with it as much as I did making it.
I will say that like I'm definitely like I love melodic, so like hearing your music was definitely like butter to the ear. Like I really enjoyed it, which is why I definitely chose it. And when I clicked on it, I haven't actually heard the song myself.
Oh, the original?
So yeah.
Oh, wow.
So when I listen to yours, like I'm sure it's ruined the original. I have to go listen to it, but I'm almost positive. So before now, what's the favorite show you've done?
Favorite show that I've ever done?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I would probably say in Seattle when I played with Tronics, that was probably one of my favorite shows. It was the first time I'd really kind of been, not necessarily like a headliner because I was still technically direct support, but it was kind of a show that was just modeled off of both of us. And so, it was a show that I finally got my logo on. It was kind of the first time that I had been, on a bigger show like that. And just hanging out with Tronics was a ton of fun. He's just a ton, cool guy to be with. The vibes were really cool, and Seattle was just beautiful, and it's probably one of my favorite shows I've ever played.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense to me. It sounds like the whole night was kind of perfect type of thing, like everything like meshed together.
Yeah.
So you said before we actually got on here that you like was really into rap when you was younger. So I kind of wonder, what's your favorite song? Like, I guess within any genre, but I'm assuming.
Man, that's a great question. I mean, Lil Wayne was just my favorite
There's everybody's
artist in general. I mean, anything that he touched was gold. So, I mean, all of those songs. A Milli was a song that I was always playing. A lot of his songs with Drake and Nicki Minaj, too. Those songs, anytime that he was featured on one of those, it was just an instant banger. As far as just like all-time favorite song, that's really hard. I love music too much to have, an all-time favorite song. Like I said, I just have artists that I love, and as far as electronic music, obviously Subtronics is one of my favorite artists. Gom is one of my favorite artists. Hesh is a cool artist. I like more of like the trappy stuff. I grew up when I was first getting into EDM. Troy Boy was a big artist that I was listening to a lot. Sick Dope was an artist I was listening to a lot. So, I mean, I can't answer that
like,
favorite song.
Gotcha.
Just a million songs come to my head.
Way too much. I kind of knew when I wrote it, like he's not gonna be able to answer this, but I just, like there might have been that golden, like it's this song that just nothing could compare to. But no, I definitely get it. When I wrote it down myself, I was just kind of like, I don't think I can answer that question myself.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, just tell us how you got into the scene. Like, how did everything progress?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been in music my whole life. I played violin when I was in young elementary school, and then, elementary into middle school, I played the trumpet. All the way actually through high school, I played the trumpet. I self-taught myself the drum set, self-taught myself. I had like a little keyboard that would, like the keys would light up with the notes when I would learn how to play songs. So I kind of learned how to play a few songs on like a keyboard. So I've just always been in music. When I was in high school, I actually arranged music, like sheet music for my band, like concert band, and for the marching band. So one of the things I arranged was Thrift Shop. I actually took the tunes and arranged them for each instrument in the marching band, and got to play them at the they played them at the football games, which was a lot of fun. I actually played football too, so it was kind of funny to hear my music while I was playing. But my music, I guess.
I can only imagine that. That sounds like a dream.
Yeah, it was cool. And so like I didn't realize I wanted to get into like real music production until after high school. I was even in high school I was playing with a little DJ app called DJ Pro, just because I really enjoyed mixing songs together, taking rap songs and using an instrumental from one and an acapella from another and meshing them together. And so that kind of grew into a love of just DJing. Met a friend who was from Memphis who knew a DJ out there that he kind of helped get into the scene in Memphis. So he was like, look, if you want to be a DJ, like I can help you, but like here's what you got to do. You got to get like real equipment and stuff like that. So I got real equipment, kind of, got some couple gigs or whatever, and then kind of just started going from there, and then realized that I couldn't fully express myself with just other people's music. Like I needed to, like I could create cool art with that, but I couldn't create the art that I wanted to create. And then just really wanted to get into production, had a tough time doing it. Met who's now my fiance, but I met her. And she was going to school, and she actually also loved music and loves music and wanted to learn how to make and create music. And so she took this class, kind of showed me, she took this music production class, kind of showed me how to do things, and we kind of learned together. And then I just kind of took off from there. And now we have songs together where she sings on it, and I created the music. So it's kind of come full circle, and kind of a little tidbit that people don't really know, but that's what's really grown us together a lot, is just the fact that, I don't know if I would have ever figured it out, without her showing me the first few things, because I watched so many YouTube videos and I just
couldn't get it.
It was just so frustrating. I could not understand it.
Man, it's like it makes you think about like your road to something, and just like the people you meet along the way. Like you said, like
100%.
the former friend is, as you say, kind of like is a former friend, but then like now you're fiance, and then you met her at a different stage of your life, and now you guys are here. So it's definitely beautiful. I love that story.
Yeah.
And I guess so. I heard you brought up Memphis, so it's like I know you're into hip hop, so it's like was the Memphis sound big with you, like 3-6 Suicide?
Oh yeah, 3-6 Mafia, Suicide Boy. Dirty South rap was just my favorite.
Right.
That's why I think I liked Lil Wayne so much, was because his sound was so different. And it was just that Dirty South, so like Louisiana artists and Memphis rap and stuff like that. I still to this day like a lot of Memphis rap.
Yeah.
It's just I like that sound, the drill sound that that's kind of become popular. Even like obviously Chicago is a little higher than Memphis, but that's still that kind of Dirty South kind of sound and stuff.
Okay.
And that's kind of really what's driven my love of that rap, was just that kind of sound.
Well, since we're talking about Southern rap and we are in Houston, Texas, is there any standout artists in Houston that you can be like, yeah, that guy definitely had it, or were you still kind of like on the fray about Houston? Like, would you say?
Yeah, I don't know a lot of the artists around, especially because I don't listen to a lot of rap as much as I used to. Yeah. I do, but it's not, because I'm so focused on creating my music, that when I listen to rap, it's more of just like in passing. Like,
Gotcha.
I don't know, I just don't absorb rap music as much as I did when I was younger. And so there's a lot of artists that I still like, but I don't know where they're from, so I can't name Houston artists.
I guess since we're here, I would definitely shout out. I don't know if you heard of him, Maxo Cream. Just I guess give him a look.
Okay.
Just again, I know that you're producing more, but just like maybe for a remix, or whatever like that. Just the way he kind of goes about his lyrics, I think would lend itself. He's definitely at shows here, obviously in Houston. He's supported Suicide Boys a couple of times, so he has some credence. So like definitely look into him. But I guess my biggest question is, from producing from just straight DJing, what were the opportunity differences? Like, did things suddenly change because of that, or was it more of like a work in progress? Do you think that producing opened up doors that DJing just wasn't going to?
Yeah, I think it does. I definitely feel like I got a lot more doors opened because of the fact that I had something unique to bring to the table. I mean, um, people will hear in my DJ sets and stuff, like you can tell what songs are mine, not in the sense that there's a quality difference, but there's a sound difference. And that's something that like I feel like is something that people can actually grasp onto, whether it's the Spider brand or whether it's my music. People actually can grasp onto something like that. There's DJs that have become super famous and super good off of just DJing. So
Right.
it's not to say that that's the only path that can create those doors, but for me, like I said, I just couldn't express what I was wanting to express and be as creative as I wanted to be with just DJ mixes. Like I needed that extra step of this is my song to be able to fully express what I was trying to say with my music. And so yes, I've definitely had a lot more opportunities open because of that. I mean, obviously with releasing on labels and releasing music and having a Spotify and a SoundCloud that actually has, downloadable music and things like that, where you get artist support and stuff is definitely something that you physically can't get with a DJ. Like a DJ can't have a Spotify unless you own all the music, which if you're not producing, you don't own it all,
Right, exactly.
And then you just can't make downloadable music because again, if you don't own the rights to those songs, you can't release them to people. So I think that I've definitely had a lot more opportunities come just from creating my music and my sound and my vision.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. So I guess my last question for you is, why the name Recluze?
So I used to be Benzos was my name. I actually, since my last name is Benzel, I grew up, like I said, playing football and things like that. So everyone kind of called you by your last name.
Of course, yeah.
And the name kind of evolved to Benz, Benzo, Benzos. Like that was just what I was called.
Gotcha.
I grew up in this very white community in Castle Rock, so drugs was never something in my life.
Right.
So I didn't realize that was a name for drugs.
Yeah.
So then I got into the scenes and started making music, was like, Benzos, that's the name I've been called my whole life. Like,
Right.
let's go, let's do it. And then all of a sudden I sent my song to a feedback stream with Subtronics, and then Subtronics spends 20 minutes going on about how Benzos are horrible and Xanax is just the devil and he's lost friends from that. And it just shattered me. I was like, holy shit, like I had no idea that, and like that's not my brand, like that's not me, that's not who I am.
Right.
And so then I tried to, and all my logo was just the name Benzos. So it was kind of hard to have anything for people to be like, well, are you about drugs or are you not? Because it's just the name. Exactly. And so I kind of developed the spider off of that, but I just still kept getting people that would just see my name and just assume that, oh, you're just supporting drugs, which is just literally the quite opposite of what I support.
Right.
And so had a long process of thinking, but I loved the Spider brand. I mean, people grasped that really quickly with me, even when I was Benzos.
Right.
So I wanted to keep that. I wanted to keep the Z in my name because the Z was on my spider, because like here with the like a Black Widow type spider, where instead of the hourglass, it's a Z.
Right.
And so I wanted to keep that. I wanted to kind of evolve it so that Benzos wasn't just lost and gone and it's a new brand, but it's kind of evolved into who I actually am.
Right.
And so just looking at what kind of names I liked and things like that, Recluze just kind of stuck out at me because I'm reclusive in general. I'm socially anxious. I don't like to go out and be around a bunch of people. I'm not the loudest in the room. I'm not a social butterfly, so I'm pretty reclusive. I kind of just do my own thing. I definitely like to help people. I want to help people the best I can, but I like to help people in small sections, and kind of do my thing. And I like to make differences, not necessarily just in your face differences. I like to make differences that are kind of just evolving with everyone kind of working together. And that's, with my Be the Why movement and stuff like that, that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of helped with my spider brand is I'm like, look, spiders are the reason humans are here. They're the reasons we don't walk outside and have mosquitoes and flies and other pests just all over us. Mm-hmm. They're the reason half our crops still work, half, beautiful flowers are still able to be grown. And so, but yet people are still very scared of spiders and their appearance. And I felt like, with my reclusive self and that, my resting bitch face that I have sometimes, like people might be standoffish about me or think that I'm just like some jerk that just stands in the corner or whatever. And so I felt like I related to spiders a lot in that sense. So Recluze just kind of fit everything about me, and it fits me just as much as Benzos fits me as far as my nickname goes.
Gotcha.
Recluze fits me as far as my mission, my brand, and it still kind of is me. So that's why I picked it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I actually and I guess my only little side tangent is I would have never thought drugs with benzos myself. Not that I wasn't part of that at one point, but just like I'm sure we just called them what they were. I would have thought it was like a play on Bezos.
Right.
But again,
Yeah.
what do I know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that was kind of the thing. I mean, Benzos was just kind of my name, I never once thought about, the drugs or even associated with them.
Right.
And so, actually I lost one of my best friends to heroin, to an overdose on heroin.
Yeah, so you're definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, drugs are super, super, something that I take seriously. They're not something that I support in the way I support using them. If you're going to use them in a proper way and knowing what you're using. But me personally, I'm not a drug user in the sense that I don't support using them, and my brand isn't about
that.
Hey, look, here's drugs. It's not me.
Well, hey man, that's really nice to know. I really appreciate it. Recluze, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, of course.
Is there anything you want to do, say to close out the video?
Yeah, I mean, if you're coming to the show, you'll see it as my intro. Be the Why is something that I'm trying to introduce. It's kind of my brand mission. If you look at me on my SoundCloud and stuff like that, I've got my Be the Why on there. I've got visuals with that. Basically, Be the Why to me is just, there's a lot of different effects that can happen with one person in one day. I've seen people that have ended their lives or gone down really dark paths based on one person pushing them over the edge. I mean, we all deal with really shitty things in life, and sometimes it just takes that one person to push us over the edge, but it also sometimes just takes that one person to bring you back away from that edge. And to me, being that why, or being that person, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for someone else, whether it's for some random person you've never met, being that person that pulls someone from the edge is what we should all strive to be. And that's where my mission is. And so, you never know what other people are going through. I think we should just all, every day, go out and want to be the why for someone else, and just be that reason that someone else is still here, but be it for yourself as well. So do something for yourself every day that keeps you here, keeps you happy. There's a lot of shit that happens in life, and sometimes there's just one or two things that keeps you here. I know sometimes with me, video games and music, especially music, keeps me here. And in those times when I feel like there's nothing, that's my why. And so that's really important to me. And so Be the Why is something that I really hope everyone can grasp and really take to heart with whoever they meet.
All right. Well, I'm definitely going to take it to heart.
Appreciate
Recluze, again, it was a pleasure, and I'll see you at the show tonight.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.